Hello everyone and welcome back to AngularJS on Codecademy. So last time we had a small introduction, but it was actually quite filled up. So we learned quite a few things. Well, we knew some of those things because we knew JavaScript and HTML, but some of them were new, such as the curly braces. But today we're just going to continue with the website on which we're selling our books. So let's do that. So well done, you got both books in scope products to show up in the view. So last time we made an array called products and we added to it those two elements. And then we made it so that they get displayed. So how does it work? In the controller, so in here, we used products, as I said, to store an array containing two objects. Then in the view, so in the index.html, we added div ngrepeat product in product. So let's find that. Here it is. So this is the main part. Like ngapp and ngcontroller, the ngrepeat is a directive. So it loops through an array and displays each element. So here the ngrepeat repeats all the HTML inside div class called md6 for each element in the products array. So it's kind of like a while loop, I guess, but it doesn't really do it like that. It does it in a displaying kind of way. So if you're going through a while loop, it says, well, look through this array, and for each element in that array display this, this, and all of these. And then for the next one do the same, and do the same for the next one if there is one. Once you've run out of elements, then stop, basically. So in this way, ngrepeat shows both products in the scope products array. Instead of writing the same HTML twice as before, we just use ngrepeat to generate the HTML twice. And that's why you have programming. You want to get rid of the repetition as much as possible and make things more efficient. So the problem is now that both products have the same image, and we don't want that because they're two different books and have two different prices, and they're called even differently. So in the view inside div class equals call md6, so let's find that. Here we go. Replace img source, img the book of trees with this. So instead of for each element getting the default picture, so getting just this picture, we're getting the picture that is given to us by the element. Oops, I do actually need to add in the quotation marks. Is that correct? Alright, never mind. I just need this. I did it incorrectly. That happens sometimes to everyone. So there we go. So now it's going to take the product cover from the product. So here there should be one. So the cover is also stored in the products array. So run, and this should change now. There we go. As you can see, now it has changed. And I don't know why it doesn't like it now, but that is definitely correct. ngSRC. That's, I must have deleted that, or did I just not add it in? Let's see now. There we go. Now it's even better, I guess. So if you see, okay, just ignore that. The ngSRC is a directive that sets the img elements source to property in the controller. So ng sets everything that is here and it gives it a property from the controller. So let's move on. We've used a few directives so far: ngapp, ngcontroller, ngrepeat, and ngSRC. So what can we generalize about directives? Directives bind behavioral HTML elements. When the app runs, AngularJS walks through each HTML element looking for directives. So when it finds one, AngularJS triggers that behavior, like attaching a scope or looping through an array. So our instructions in the controller Add 2 of your favorite books to the scope product array. The view will update as the ngrepeat loops the new elements in the scope product array. Do I have to? I guess. Okay, that's kind of easy to do, I guess. Except for the fact that I don't really have names of books and I can't think of anything. Let's put Hunger Games Catching Fire and just Hunger Games, because I'm that creative and I'm not even putting them in the correct order. Yeah, I've read the whole trilogy. It's interesting. And I even misspelled it. Nice. Okay, and I have no idea how much it costs, so I'm just gonna put 40 there and 39.99 there, because I can't think of a better thing. When it was released, I actually don't remember. 2014, I wanna say? Yeah, 204, that sounds fine to me. And 207, yep, that's the correct year. And then, do I need an image? I'm just not going to put a new image in, because I can't, it's not that easy to find images. There we go, and let's move on. So if you guys want to experiment with that, you can, but because it's just an example, I will do it quickly. So it just does the same thing here. It loops, kind of loops through them and displays them in order. And you can do as many as you want. You're not just limited to 2 or 4. You can do 1,000 if you wanted to. I think that you might be limited to the server's memory or your own memory, as in RAM, but that's a very big limit, so don't worry about it too much. So far we've made a static AngularJS app by adding properties in the controller and displaying them in the view. AngularJS is a framework for building dynamic web apps, which is very good. So let's start to make this app interactive now. So let's actually start selling the books. Instructions: in the controller, in the scope products array, add new property named likes to each element. Ooh, okay, set all likes properties to 0. I see where this is going. Likes and 0. There we go. I think I see where it's going, but I might be wrong. I need to add a comma after each of the previous lines. I will do that in a second. There we go. Comma, comma, and comma. Let's run. Is there still a mistake, or is that just old? Nope, it's fine. Okay. In the view under p class equals date, so let's find that. Type in a rating element. Okay, so div class equals rating, p class equals likes plus. Okay. So where do we want that? Inside here. Display products likes using expressions. Just inside here? I don't think that's gonna look right. Where is it? So where's the date? Let's run it and see if it likes that. Nope, it doesn't like it, so it's incorrect, basically. So in the view under p class equals date, in here, type in a rating element. Okay, we'll come back once I figured this out. So where I went wrong there, it was not reading this part, basically. So what you need to do is copy this in, or copy and paste it, and then what I like to do is actually put it in one line, because it just looks better that way for me. It's just a personal preference, you don't have to do it. And then in here we need to use expression, so that's the curly braces. And oh, I think that that's an extra div that I shouldn't have, that I added in accidentally, we'll see. And here we need to do product.likes, just like before. Let's run and see if I think that is an extra div. Have an opening div. Okay, no, that is a find div. So that is what you need to do to display the likes. So, oh, nope, no, why aren't the likes? The likes aren't displayed. Likes 0. Okay, we'll see at the end. So back in the controller, after scope.products, and I just closed it by accident, but that's fine. There we go. Attach a new property to scope named +1. Ah, okay. So maybe when it's 0, it doesn't actually display. So scope dot +1 equals something. Attach a new property to, yep, set it equal to function. Type in the contents exactly as you see them. So equals that, basically, is what it's saying. And what that's going to do is add on 1 like each time the button is clicked. So let's actually make sure that that is actually what happens before I say anything. So function index, yep, so that's the name of the function, and we're using the products index. So index is going to be a number, and it's going to be between 0 and 3 inclusive. And when it's 0, if it's 0, it's going to add to the likes of this product. If it's 2, it's going to add to the likes of this product. And as I said, it just adds 1 to the likes. So in the view, so that's in here, modify p class equals likes to look like this. Okay. Let's just copy and paste that in. Let's run it and see what happens there. So when we click it, well, it should be displaying, but it's not displaying. Oh, because I put like instead of likes. Right, there we go. So now when I click it, as you can see, each time I click it, the number increases like it should. And yeah, that's that one done. Let's run that and go on to the next. Great, each time you click on the number of likes, the number goes up. So how does it work? The ngClick is a directive. When p class equals likes is clicked, so when we click this, ngClick tells AngularJS to run the +1 function in the controller. The +1 function gets the index of the product that was clicked and then adds 1 to that product's likes property. Notice that the +1 doesn't interact with the view at all. It just updates the controller. Any change made to the controller shows up in the view. So this is basically how Facebook likes work as well, but with an added checking to see whether you've liked the post or not, so that you can't like it 1,000 times like you can here. Cookie clicker, yay! In the controller, in the scope.products array, add a new property named dislikes to each element. So that's going to work the same way. And let's just do this, dislikes, and also likes. And I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Let's add dislikes. Well, I guess I do actually want them to be in the correct order, just in case. Although, it shouldn't really matter. So let's copy that. And I forgot the comma again. Or at least to copy the comma. And run. Good. In the view under p class equals likes, add an element for p class equals dislikes, then display a product's dislikes using an expression. And also, actually, I forgot to mention that this div that was about likes came under p. I thought it was going to be inside by under, but it was literally under P, after P. So we need to just do basically the same thing as this, but instead of likes, move it to dislikes. So just put this instead of the likes. And I'm not sure about rating, but I think that that's going to work. There we go. And back in the controller, after scope.product, attach a new property to scope named -1. So it set it equal to a function that adds 1 to a product's dislikes property. Adapt the code from the +1 function to do this. So this is quite easy to do. We can basically just copy this code, but now call it something different as a first, and remove. Wait, what did I do? Yeah, not there. There is where I want it to be. And I do not want that either. There we go. So now instead of plus equals, we will put a -1 and on the dislikes. So now if we run it, let's see the button. And oh, okay, did you create the function scope minus? Oh, right, I called it something different, didn't I? Scope minus. Let's run it. And now let's see it. So no, that's the wrong one. +1. Both of them are doing the same thing, because I'm doing product.index.dislikes. Let's see. I will come back once I figure it out. So there, what I did wrong was this in the view, so in the index.html, I was using the same thing. I was basically doing the same function, because here I'm doing +1, I'm clicking the same button in a way. But here on the second one, when I'm doing the dislikes, I should put -1, the function -1. Now if we run it, and if we click that, it subtracts 1. But it still doesn't like what I've done. So back in the controller, after scope products, attach a new property to scope named -1. Set it equal to a function that adds 1 to a product's dislikes property. Oh, adds 1. Okay. And that is not add. And now it's going to be fine, because I guess we want to count the dislikes. And we have already done this by copying it over. And that is just putting in the connection to the function. So view the AngularJS app, click the -1 in each point. So we also want that to be a minus to represent dislikes. You would normally have a thumbs up and a thumbs down, but because we're doing this quite quickly, it's fine. So let's look at the last lesson, which is slightly different, I guess. Congratulations, you built an AngularJS app from scratch. So what can we generalize so far? A user visits the AngularJS app. The view represents the app's data through the use of expressions, filters, and directives. Directives bind new behavior HTML elements. Directives bind new behavior HTML elements? Okay. A user clicks an element in the view. If the element has a directive, AngularJS runs the function. The function in the controller updates the state of the data, or data. The view automatically changes and displays the updated data. The page doesn't need to reload at any point, because you're editing the code, not, well, you're editing the, what's it called? I can't even remember the name now. You're editing the second, you're not editing the HTML, you're editing the controller. Which is what it said, I think, but I just had to look over. And yeah, so let's just explain that over. So you are the user, and this is your browser. I guess they took the example of Google Chrome. So you're interacting with it, so you're clicking the dislike or like button. Once you do that, you're sending a signal to the code telling it add 1 or take away 1, whatever it is, depending on the dislikes or likes. And that interacts with, or the view that you click on interacts with the controller, which in turn does the code and returns to the view the new code. And that is what happens. So if you guys have any questions that you would like answered, then do feel free to ask in the comments down below. And also, if it's been a long time after I've uploaded this, also again, feel free to ask. I will be happy to explain, even if it's been a year that after I've uploaded it, that you're seeing this. Also, if you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, a like. Did I? Yeah, I already said give it a thumbs up, didn't I? I just want 2 of your thumbs. Also, yeah, if you didn't like it though, please give it a dislike and tell me in the comments down below why you didn't like it. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and goodbye.